Hi, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Bloodrayne 2 on the PlayStation 2, also available on the Xbox, the original one, and the PC. If I were to recommend a format to play it on, obviously the PC is going to be the superior choice, but if you like consoles, I would pick the Xbox over the PlayStation 2 version because it looks slightly better. But since we don't have an Xbox, we shall be playing it on the PlayStation 2. This is a sequel, of course, to Bloodrayne, which was also available on all the formats I just listed. We're playing this on the PlayStation 3 because it was easy. We're actually using a capture card today, so I guess you can feel blessed that I'm not filming with a camera. This is made by Terminal Reality, the same people that eventually made the Ghostbusters game. They're sadly no longer developing games. They unfortunately went out of business, which sucks. But I think Star Wars Connect might have had something to do with it. I believe that was the last game they made. That was kind of a bizarre game. Let's get started. This, even though this doesn't look as good as, say, the Xbox or the PC version, this version plays as well, so don't not play the game. If you don't have an Xbox or a PC, it's perfectly fine on the PlayStation 2. I just think the reflections and shadows and stuff look a little bit better on the other systems. This actually looks a lot better than the PlayStation 2's version of the first Bloodrayne too.
And I don't
so the engine actually has some improvements over it. As far as gameplay go, it's pretty much the same. The only negative thing I would have to say about this game is I don't like how it takes place during modern times. I miss the setting of the 1930s of the first game where you got to kill Nazis, but beside that, it's pretty much the same thing. That's more of the aesthetic thing because really you're just killing people. Let's get started. We don't give a shit about the cutscenes. Maybe you do. The game, I think, is $10 on the PlayStation Network if you can't find a physical copy. This is actually the PlayStation Network version because I was really lazy. I didn't want to risk it, but this game's fairly cheap. You can get it for 89 cents on Amazon. I think that's the last thing I saw, but I didn't want to pay shipping. By the time you pay for shipping and stuff, it would have cost the same amount. And even though I have a 60 gig PlayStation, I don't trust it because I fixed it and I don't want the disc to get jammed in it and then I never can play it again, even though I could probably fix it again. I just don't want to bother. Sometimes it's easier if it's a game that, I guess I'm contradicting myself. I said you weren't going to miss. If that was the case, I wouldn't care if it got stuck in the PlayStation 3 that plays PlayStation games, but this is actually emulated on a normal PlayStation 3, so anybody can play it if they download it that has a PlayStation 3. I don't know if it's available on the Xbox Live Arcade. So this first level, instead of fighting Nazis, you fight a bunch of goth-looking people. Some cult or something. I don't know. I haven't really listened to the story. I originally played this on the Xbox when this was new. That's why I know the Xbox version looks better, at least in my head. I might be thinking through nostalgic goggles because there are reflections on the floor. I think I remember her dress being a lot more reflective.
Oh my god, I'm horrible.
She doesn't make as many awkward sucking sounds as she does when she feeds on people.
Where's my backup?
You get a lot of the powers you had in the first one right off the bat. But I do miss the pre-World War II setting. I thought that was kind of unique. Now you fight people that look like they just came from a rave or something. But that's cool. One good thing about downloadable games, I mean, if I can get the cartridge, you know, that's fine, and it's great. I prefer the cartridge, but sometimes if the game's like cheap or whatever, sometimes it's more convenient if you have the hard drive space. As long as it's a game that you won't be upset if you lose it. Like there's some games I have to have a physical copy for, like Dragon Quest 8 was a game I went to the store and I got put on a waiting list for it because I wanted the game really bad. I didn't want to like wait for a downloaded copy, and I wanted a decent copy, so I waited about, I don't know, 3 months. I forgot about it. All of a sudden I got a phone call one day. You fill your life by feeding on people like the other Bloodrayne games. It's weird that the third Bloodrayne game is actually a 2D game, which I didn't review. I just played it. Like I said, I would eventually like starting to do reviews, but I think I want to wait for a better computer, because if I do a review, I don't want to just show the first level, which I do in these little Let's Play or however you want to categorize the video. The destruction in this game is really nice. My voice just cracked there. I just regressed to a 13-year-old and hit puberty. But the destruction and the physics are really impressive for a PlayStation title, and the controls are spot on. It just depends if you like this sort of game or not. This game has a better start than I think the first Bloodrayne. The first Bloodrayne started out in this Louisiana bayou swamp-like area, and it was boring, and you didn't get to really see how the game really was until like the second or third level when you're fighting Nazis. That's when the game's amazing, or amazing to me, because it was just fun. I don't know. I used to go to this club / bar called Fallout, and people would dress like some of these people, usually on Friday and Saturday nights. We used to joke around, people dress all weird, and me and my friends would try to guess what they did for a day job, you know, because they would kind of dress weird. Not everybody dressed up weird, because we were there and we were actually members. I am impressed by the physics and the reflections and everything in this game for a PlayStation 2 title, and the environmental destruction. It's not as impressive for like an Xbox title. Just like I know 007 wasn't all that impressive if you had like an Xbox, but for a PlayStation 2 to run that smoothly, sure, it doesn't have anti-aliasing or whatever in it. When you're feeding, you can do like this little fatality thing where you can rip them to shreds. But anyway, like for a PlayStation 2 title, to be able to have this kind of gameplay, fluid, smoothness, and all the effects, that is quite impressive. And this isn't even like a first party Sony game. This came out like on every platform. I don't know if it came out on GameCube or not. You'll have to look that one up. But during the week, people dressed normal Fallout. You could get beer for like $1, and after you got so many, because there was times where we got piss-faced drunk, we should have been ashamed of ourselves. But we were on our own, living downtown, walking distance from the bars. We walked there and stagger our way back home. I'm sure my liver really appreciated that time in my life. But yeah, like you would start not getting charged for like beer sometimes afterwards. There's benefits to being a member. If you weren't a member, people were like harder on your dress code and stuff like that, but I would just go there like in normal clothes, like just jeans and a t-shirt. It's embarrassing how intoxicated we got. Like I don't know, it's like, you should never be in a public place that bad off. But I guess it made for some interesting memories.
Looks like we've got a party crasher here.
They actually renewed my membership when I moved out of the house that was around there, and I never went back after that. Not because like we got tired of the place or whatever, it just was out of the way after that. I would have liked to go back, not for like drinking or anything like that, but just because it was a fun place. they would show like horror movies and stuff on Monday and Tuesdays, and the food was really good there. And I liked how they showed horror movies. They would take like a bed sheet and put it like on a projector. Well, they would project the movie. Wow, that was pretty violent.
My arm!
They would take a bed sheet and project like horror movies on there, unlike old ones that were before probably anybody that was theirs time, like, you know, the good old John Carpenter films and B movies and stuff that I like. There must be somebody I haven't killed yet. Or I'm going the wrong way. It was just a great day. It was just a great place. I used to go there after work almost every day. We didn't have too many bad those drunken moments I spoke of, but there's a few times where I'm like, I'm really surprised they renewed our membership. I thought maybe they were waiting to get rid of us eventually, but I guess we gave them so much money.
You can't be
But
here,
the food
lady.
was there.
Oh, man, look
was
at the
really
blade.
nice. Like
She's
we
damp here.
were poor as
Damp
shit,
just like anybody else.
so everything was
Oh,
the
not
right
just
price.
like
And if we had the
anybody
extra
else. Wanna
money,
try me?
like sorry, I was
Ooh,
looking
this is quite
at
a bedroom. But I'm the first girl to see it by choice. Huh?
this bullet time like feature, whatever you want to fucking call it. It's just easier to go with powers off sometimes. They have a lot of industrial bands where people are dressed up like that. Well, I'm not.
Over here!
I take it back. I don't want to sound like we always would go there and get sloppy drunk and trash the place. There's only a couple of times we got wasted, but we weren't obnoxious. I'm just surprised
Yeah,
we found our way
stinks, huh?
home. And remember, we walked, we didn't drive. But I think they just understood that was just a bad decision night.
Looks like we've got a party crasher up.
Because I have a tendency, like, when I used to go there,
Surprise.
they would pour the beer,
Where's my backup?
and I don't know, like, I'm just a fast drinker, as in anything, like, even soda, like, I drink the cans really fast, which is probably terrible for you. Like, I go through Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi, like, I don't fucking even know. And I don't drink Diet Soda, because I hear everybody's like, well, Diet Soda makes you fat. Still, I'm not drinking it for the diet, drinking it because of the lack of the syrupy sugar sweetness. And they're like, well, it can give you cancer and all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck doesn't? I'd be stuck eating straw in order to stay healthy. Everything's bad for you. It's not like I'm like drinking like a bottle of Jack Daniels a day. If I like drink diet soda, whatever, fuck it. I can't stand it when people always try to tell you like how you should eat or drink or whatever if they're not your doctor or whatever. That shit gets annoying. Like, I don't mind it the first time they're trying to help, but if you say that it's like annoying and you don't like it and you ask to stop, they should just stop. I'm just destroying everything. There's a lot of destruction in the Ghostbusters game, and if you've ever seen me play the Ghostbusters game, which I've yet to finish the playthrough, this commentary is really random, by the way. I'm acknowledging this before you even point it out, but feel free to point it out if you must. Oh, I think I gotta use that stupid vampire vision she has. Yep. There's like hidden walls or doors you have to find. I don't really like that too much. I don't like hidden doors in any games, unless there's actually a switch or something.
Hell of an operation you've got here, Zelensky. Cult of Kagan's gone multinational.
But yeah, I miss that place. I
No,
miss
not
all the
exactly
theme
what I
nights.
wanted.
I'm sure if we went back there, I don't know. I don't know if we'd be too old or not, but the
Wow,
people
I
that
haven't seen
work
one of
there,
you
I
guys
think
for
still work
decades.
there, and they're
Where you
older
been
than
hiding
me, so
yourselves?
I don't know.
Ronish Krona Babarish.
I remember going there one time, because we went there
Oh,
on
the
and
old
off
tongue
before
still?
we even moved
I never
there.
learned it. Seemed
Like after a
kinda high
2-year
for a baby.
hiatus, and they remembered us. Hopefully not because of the amount we drank.
How much more you think we can take?
Also, I would save your blood rage, which I'm using now, for bosses like this.
Alright, thanks for the lesson,
I know a lot of people think this game is way too easy, but I think it's fun either way. I've heard complaints that reviewers think that she's way too powerful, but I don't know. I think as long as the game's fun, I don't really care. I hate playing a game where you're supposed to be like a really powerful like entity or whatever, and since it's a game they feel like they need to weaken all your powers and everything. Like I know like most Superman games you can die pretty easy, and I just find that ridiculous. As long as they make the game fun, make them as powerful as you want them to be, make the game easy, just make it fun. Find a way to make the game just last longer. And don't make the characters weak if they're supposed to be like these super powered heroes. Although I do have to admit, I don't really care for Superman comics. Some of the movies are alright just because they're kind of classics, like the first two Superman movies. I saw Superman Returns in the IMAX, like a real IMAX, not like the kind that they have now that they kind of like say it's like IMAX and it's really just a bigger movie screen. Like we have a science museum like nearby that actually wraps around the whole like I guess all of like the seats in the theater, because it's also doubles as like a planetarium, so it has all these weird like special effects it can do. It can add depth without like, I don't know how to explain it, without using any kind of like glasses or anything, kind of like the Game Boy 3DS does, but maybe not to the 3D extent the 3DS is. But I remember I went to the planetarium and I saw like this thing about the stars, because it's an IMAX but it has like planetarium like shows too, and they were able to make the stars look like somewhere farther off than others besides just making them smaller. I don't know how to explain it. It was almost like there's two layers of the screen. We won't save. We'll go to the next part of the game. Her boobs sure do move a lot. Those are some physics I don't remember being in the first game.
You've been gone a long time, Kagan. I've been taking care of your family for you, though. One at a time, all across the world for 70 years. I think I'm nearly done. What do you think of me now, Father?
I guess this is a flashback to the first game. I played the first few levels of the first game like a couple of months ago whenever I posted the last video, but I haven't really played the original Bloodrayne to its entirety since it was like a new game, so I don't remember much of this, and I've never watched those atrocious movies. Do not confuse the movies with the games, as they run on completely different storylines or in completely different universes. Basically, they just use the name and character, but they have nothing in common. It's just like Resident Evil versus those terrible fucking Resident Evil movies. I'm skipping this movie, by the way. I just want to play the game. We gotta deal with more little goth assholes.
The master.
Okay.
I mean, Mr. Zorin.
I need to feed because I am worn out from the last battle.
No way. The master hates Lady Dan. You'd never have one of them.
Oh, I can throw enemies in the fireplace, but maybe I'm supposed to because it made a little cutscene so I could watch them. Just go in there. I guess it's kind of difficult to pick where you want them to go. Since I've been fucking around, I need to steal your blood for feeding. Try to throw you in the fireplace again. I don't know what you're trying to... Yeah, go in there.
Damn it.
Well, that sounded expensive.
Sure did. Think I can expense it to Brimstone?
Let's wait till we see the final bill for this evening.
I did put a smoothing filter on this, so there's a little bit of anti-aliasing going on. Not a whole bunch, but the anti-aliasing's a little less than the PlayStation 2 version. If you want to see what it looks like without... Oops. I'm going through other settings. Smoothing off. This is actually... I accidentally switched it. This is what the PlayStation 2 version closely looks like. So it's not a terribly huge difference with the anti-aliasing off. PlayStation 2 isn't known for its anti-aliasing. But it's enough for me to switch it back. Man, I contradict myself all the time. I meant to say dicked. I said contradict myself. What the fuck is that? Man, I really need to be more aware of how I speak when I record these things. A contradict sounds like something no human being would ever want to experience. That could be taken as like some crazy organ, or just somebody who's like a really gigantic asshole. Like, you see that guy? Yeah, man, he's a Contra dick. Because anything with Contra and it's hardcore. You ever play a Contra game that just felt like it was lighthearted? No, they put Contra in the title because it's freaking crazy, even though that's not what Contra really means. But I think Konami kind of took on its own version of the word Contra. And that, folks, is my attempt at humor for this video. Figured I'd have to inject it in somewhere. It was forced, just like a sitcom going on its 13th season. But whatever. I'm trying to play video games and think of shit to say at the same time. I was about to say bite me, but I felt like it was kind of cheesy to say that, considering I was not only feeding on somebody when I said that, but I'm playing a game with vampires in it. So yeah, it was awkward, but of course I didn't avoid it because I had to point it out anyway. She has this kick, but I usually don't waste my time with it. Get over here, you little piece of shit. I just ripped them in half. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, they got their own little theater.
Oh, you'll never even miss.
Are those staffs, or did you just rob a fucking pool table? Yeah, it looks like that weapon helped you out a lot. Now I'm gonna fuck up your living room. Oh man, that looked like it actually kinda hurt. Please get back over here. You're gonna get back up, or did that literally kill you? Nope. You didn't have much blood left. Huh. I guess her jumping sound wasn't good enough. I just realized that I made a jumping sound for her. You guys ever find yourself playing video games, and I guess the sounds aren't adequate enough and you make your own sounds? Or is that just me? Because I find myself doing that a lot. Sometimes when I'm playing games, like when I'm jumping and stuff, I'll make my own sounds for the character doing stuff. It's super weird. I don't know why I'm admitting it, but you could probably clearly hear it through the microphone, unless this is going to be a really shitty recorded video, because I do have a fan running, because today it was like almost 100 degrees outside.
Just reached a courtyard outside the study.
Oh,
there earlier.
acrobatics,
Have you been
great.
practicing your acrobatics?
I guess. Just
If
one
you're
more
making a
thing I
game,
want
I
you to
don't
look at.
recommend having first person shooter controls. Like, if you're gonna do platforming, try a different route. I'm already confused. Everything changed. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to get to the next one? Oh, I gotta hold up. Or I think that's what I gotta do. Of course, it didn't work. Alright. I think we have to rotate. I think I got this shit, man. Or woman, depending on who's watching this. I think they simplified enough where I can understand it and it's not impossible. I played this game a long time ago. I recently purchased this game, but this is the farthest I've got since I purchased it. One good thing about buying old games, I guess, that aren't physical copies, I wonder if some of the money actually still goes to the company versus buying used. And PlayStation actually is getting like steam with their sales. They usually have like some good deals going on, especially these flash sales that they've been having. Like sometimes you'll get 99-cent games, $5 games that are originally like $20 and or more. It's ridiculous how cheap some of these things are. Down to hang and then jump off. After I conquer this area, I'm gonna go to Circus Olay, because that's the next logical step. Or I'm gonna start in a pretty cool 2D game made by WaveForward Studios, because Terminal Reality won't be in business anymore. If I was supposed to slide down that little rope thing, then, or unless I was supposed to go here. Let's hope that's the case. No! Fuck. Shit. Alright, I don't want to make this video too long. This is Bloodrayne 2. It's an awesome game. You can buy it fairly cheap used, or you could get it on the PlayStation Network, or I'm sure you can get it on the PC and some downloadable service too. I don't know about the Xbox, but whatever. It's not a terribly hard game to find. I recommend it if you like platformers.
So this is
and
what you get when you give tax cuts.
eventually you get a gun.
1%.
I just haven't got to that part. These games tend to start off a little bit slow and then are pretty awesome towards the middle. It's a little bit easy, on the easy side, but it's fun. I don't ever feel like bored when I play it. So this isn't a review, but I would say if you like this type of game, it's definitely worth a shot. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, if you could do me a favor and click the thumbs up button so I know that you like it. And I don't, because if you don't like it, I'm going to continue making shitty videos you don't like, because I have no idea whether you like it or not, and then it's all your fault. Seriously, it's all your fault. Just one person, nobody else. It's nobody else's fault, just yours. But anyway, if you like this video, feel free to click the thumbs up button and leave a comment, negative or positive, just so we can converse. Just nothing mean, please. And if you like this video, feel free to check out my other videos. There's a bunch of them, and hit subscribe, and you'll have like my videos polluting your subscription box, and it'll be super cool. Alright guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel, whether you're watching it, leaving comments, clicking thumbs up, whatever. I appreciate all of it. I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.